War never truly stops. It only changes its face. Once it was the sound of gunfire. Now it is the sound of generators. Night falls, lights go out, cities fade into darkness. In recent weeks, the battlefield has shifted. Not only trenches, not only tanks, but energy centers, power plants, electrical substations, and when energy falls, life falls with it. Energy is not an ordinary facility. It is the pulse of a modern nation. Without energy, hospitals stop breathing. Without energy, clean water no longer flows. Without energy, communication collapses. Economies freeze. On military maps, these are strategic targets. In real life, they are human lives. This is where modern warfare changes shape. Quieter, more systematic, far more devastating to civilians. Ukraine did not remain passive. At a certain stage of the war, the direction of attack shifted, not only toward the front lines, but toward the logistical heart of Russia. Oil refineries, fuel depots, energy support infrastructure. The objective was clear: to pressure Russia's war machine, to disrupt supply chains, to demonstrate that Russia, too, could be reached. The message was simple: we are still fighting. We are still capable of striking back. Within the logic of modern warfare, this was a rational move. Psychological pressure, symbolic strikes, a political signal to allies. But every pressure invites a response. And Russia responded, not with emotional reactions, not with hasty decisions, but with the posture of a major power. Coordinated strikes, large-scale operations, system-oriented targeting. Here, one reality must be acknowledged honestly. Russia demonstrated structural resilience. Despite attacks, its energy system did not collapse entirely. Recovery was rapid, domestic distribution continued, internal stability was preserved. This is not a matter of preference, it is a matter of capacity. Not every state can sustain its energy system under this level of pressure. And Russia demonstrated readiness for a long-term conflict. However, this resilience came at a cost. Russia's counterstrikes were larger in scale, more systematic, and their impact reached deep into civilian areas of Ukraine. Ukraine saw it as self-defense. Russia framed it as retaliation. Two narratives, one reality. Civilians became the shock absorbers of war, and energy, once the foundation of life, became a weapon of pressure. In Ukraine, civilians live in uncertainty. Electricity today, darkness tomorrow, water flows. Then it stops. Seasons do not wait. Winter does not negotiate. And inside every darkened home, the same question echoes: how long? Many ask, why don't they evacuate? The answer is deeply human. A home is everything, a lifetime of savings, memory, identity. Evacuation means loss of control, with no guarantee of return. For some, staying in danger feels more certain than becoming a refugee without direction. This is not heroism. It is survival. Then comes the image that confuses the outside world. Civilians who appear to accept Russian forces. Some silent, some even smiling, not out of ideology, not because of propaganda, but for one basic reason: stability. When gunfire stops, when markets reopen, when aid arrives, life begins to move again, and for those who are exhausted, that is enough. Russia understands this psychology. In areas under its control, the focus shifts to basic services: aid distribution, temporary power restoration, administrative order. This does not erase controversy, it does not erase trauma. But for people living among ruins, small normality becomes real hope. And in modern warfare, hope is a powerful instrument. Ukraine, too, is under immense strain: military pressure, political pressure, pressure from allies. Strikes on Russian energy facilities are not only military tactics, they are messages. Ukraine is still standing. Support is not wasted. But every message has a price, and that price is paid by civilians. This is the spiral of war. One strike answered with greater force. Retaliation produces escalation. Escalation shrinks the space for humanity. No side truly wins inside this spiral. Decisions are made far from the darkness, far from the sound of generators, far from freezing children. Russia is not without fault. Ukraine is not without cause. Yet both speak the same language, the language of power, and this language rarely hears the voices of ordinary people. True strength is not only the ability to strike, nor only the ability to endure. It is stability, control, the ability to preserve life amid chaos. At this point, Russia demonstrates the capacity of a major state, but capacity without empathy always leaves scars.
Сырский говорит, что хохлы до сих пор держат Покровск. Вот я хожу, смотрю.
No city wins in darkness, no nation prospers without power, and no victory is legitimate if humanity is sacrificed. War will continue to speak in the language of force, but history always listens to the cries of civilians. And it is there, not on the battlefield, that the final judgment is made. This content is created solely for educational and informational purposes. It is intended to provide insights based on verified data, credible sources, and careful analysis. Our goal is to foster a deeper understanding of modern military technology and current events, not to promote or endorse any form of conflict, propaganda, or political agenda. We strictly oppose the spread of misinformation and hoaxes. Every piece of information presented has been carefully sourced from reliable, publicly available references. We encourage viewers to approach the topic with critical thinking and respect for all sides involved, maintaining a focus on knowledge sharing and open discussion.